There's so much chatter right now about where this goes. What's the next step? Because here's the thing, like if this is not the doomsday for outdoor related content on YouTube, it's clearly headed that direction.
Damn it. I'm never ready for it somehow. I don't even know why.
Yeah, it's weird.
Welcome back to another episode of Fishing After Dark with the Beard and the Badge, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, the podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Carl's Bait and Tackle, aka shopcarls.com. What was the last thing you bought from shopcarls.com?
Hound.
Nice. I think I bought like some bandito bugs or something.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Well, if you guys didn't know, shopcarls.com is a great place on the internet to find stuff. It's like a local tackle shop, basically. But they're always running crazy deals, crazy sales. If you're a Carl's Club member, you get 30% off just about everything on the website. So we're going to talk to you more about them later on in the podcast. In fact, I think we have a special mystery tackle box offer for our listeners, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Today's kind of a somber day, man.
It is a somber day. Not only for the reason you're thinking. We also had a subscriber go through a traumatic event, and I need to share it with you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, so we're not only going to read some Apple reviews, but we're also going to get a personal subscriber story in here?
Yes, 3 days ago.
Okay.
It's about 11:30 p.m.
Okay.
You know, and it's kind of my doo-doo time, right?
11:30 p.m.?
Yeah, I'm kind of a night owl.
I thought any time was a poo-poo time for you. Didn't you just poop like at 8 o'clock in the morning? Anyways, go ahead.
You're wrong for that. So I check my emails. I typically do business in the bathroom. You know how it is.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great time to check emails.
So we had a guy. I'm not going to say his name because I feel bad for the situation.
Yeah, okay.
So he emails me and he says, so I'm at a restaurant with my GF and I had to take a dump badly. So I get up and walk to the restroom and it just starts ripping.
It starts ripping like his butt starts ripping?
I think so.
Shoot.
Everyone around me on my way to the restroom could hear. I make it to the bathroom and try to clean up. That's where I am right now. What should I do? ? I smell like crap.
Oh, he pooped himself.
He pooped himself on a date with his GF.
Oh. Dude, you got to leave.
That's what
You got to leave and just claim an emergency. There's no other way. If it's your wife, that's one thing. This is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
This could send her running to the frickin' hills.
This is, and there's so many questions I had, like how long you been with this girl? How old are you?
How serious are you? That's a big thing.
Like if you're 16, it's a blow.
Get
man.
out of there. Yeah.
Get out of there.
Leave.
Yep.
And just call her and be like, hey, sorry, my dog just died.
Yes.
Sorry, I got to go.
Yes.
And just run. Just leave.
I'll read you my email back. I said, here's the strat. Ditch the underwear hard.
Definitely.
Also, if you have pants on, use the socks to clean off. If you have shorts on, that's risky.
Yes, very risky.
Once somewhat clean, make sure to look over shirt because that can be a game changer.
Yeah.
If you got a little back shirt action.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
If there's some on pants, don't panic. Just spit and scrub like a champ.
Oh, God, that's just really disgusting for some reason. Well, that fits in with the one of the last podcasts we did about pooping on the water and all the emergency poops that we've
It goes on longer. I basically just said we've all been there, man. So hang in there. If she leaves, man, there's another one out there waiting on you.
Mike could deal with that. But yeah, okay, wow, that's really somber. That might even be more somber than what we're discussing, to poop yourself on a date.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's about as bad as it gets.
And he went out of his way and found my business email.
Yeah.
He was in a deep, dark place.
Yeah, he was. It's funny that you took the time to respond, though. But wow, yeah, that's a hell of a story. Well, whoever that was, big shout out to you, buddy, and thank you for asking Badge for advice.
Praying hard.
But one of our guests actually, he just texted me. I think he's ready. But it's a deep, dark day, specifically on YouTube, not just people pooping their pants on dates. That's always a deep, dark day. But
right.
If you guys have not heard, you know what? Let's read some reviews real quick.
Yeah,
let's read some reviews real quick. Now, here's the thing. This intro is going to be super short today, guys, and we're getting straight to the guests because they're incredibly crucial to what we're doing here. But I do have a couple reviews. If you guys know, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, write something, and we might read it on the show. We've got James. He says, great podcast. Always can get a good laugh out of it. Great content. Keep up the grind, boys.
Thank
you, James. Then we've got Fat Sally 420, who has commented before. Ayo and Lojo are a dynamic couple. Ha 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 ha. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
We do be coupling it up, though. Calvin says it's the best fishing podcast out there. This podcast can turn my whole day around, especially after a long day of school. Can always count on Lojo and Ayo to bring the laughs. Keep it up, guys. Tight lines from Fishing with Calvin on YouTube.
Tight lines.
Nice little plug right there. Fishing with Calvin. Maybe he's doing big things on YouTube.
I hope so.
But okay, so what are we talking about today? If you guys have not heard, over the weekend, right? YouTube, I don't even know how to say it. They just decided that a few channels specifically are just not going to be able to make money off YouTube anymore.
I think the proper terminology would be blindsided.
Yeah, even more proper might just be
screwed
them over. Yeah, they got screwed big time. So to name the channels, and a couple of these are going to be guests. So Seek One is the biggest channel, the most notable channel. Huge hunting channel, tons of hunting content. He knows everybody. You know, we all like his stuff. He's killed some incredibly big animals before.
Works hard too.
Works hard.
Videos.
All about crispy. The grind. Yeah, the edits are super clean. His channel was absolutely smacked by YouTube, and he is no longer allowed to make money off hunting content. Now, he is going to be our first guest here in just a couple moments, so we're going to let him really explain his whole process. But also, there's more than just the channels that got demonetized. Senior Bass Fishing, he's got a hunting channel that got demonetized. Bobby, who works with ducks, which is Flair's big brand, of course, his channel got demonetized.
Right.
But it's more than just the channels that actually got demonetized, because there was only a handful.
Yep.
But then what that forced other people to do was to delete hundreds of fishing, or not fishing, hunting videos.
Yep.
Like I know personally for a fact, because I talked to Flair and Rob the morning of this, and they both took down hundreds of hunting videos.
Which is so much work and money.
Yeah, down the drain that you're just flushing.
That bites so hard, man.
And why they deleted it, even though that those videos hadn't been demonetized, they were scared that their whole channel was going to get demonetized because they had hunting content on their channel. So me and you kind of did the same thing. When we heard, we went to our channels. Now, we didn't have very much, you especially. Yeah. But I had like 5 hunting videos or whatever, so I had to take those down. I had to take the gator video down, which freaking killed me.
That hurt bad,
because that thing was, doing really well, and it was just an incredible experience. But I'm going to move that to my gun channel, so it's fine. But
I got to find a place for mine, dude. I was so proud of that video.
Yeah. Well, we got to figure something out, and that's maybe these guys can shed some light on it. But also another channel that had to take down tons of hunting content was MinnDak Outdoors. If you guys don't know them, they're kind of out in the Midwest, Northwest, kind of. And one of the Dakotas, I think. But they're going to be John from MinnDak, maybe both of them. There's 2 brothers that run the channel, but John for sure is going to be on the podcast as well after Seek One. So we're diving right into guests. We're going to get the full scoop. I mean, what is your read on this scenario before we get Roy on from Seek One?
I really can't tell. I mean, we've talked about it before that our business is not in a place where we are accepted. Like, the thing about our livelihood is not in our home. It's in YouTube's home or hands, you know?
Yeah. They're the boss.
It's scary, man.
They can do whatever they want. I would like to also say that I did call this several months ago. And one more thing I'll say is what we know from the little bit of information we've gotten from YouTube, which is not very much, is that there's a new policy that has gone into effect that basically you can't show an animal suffering or like needlessly being harmed, or so when in a hunting scenario, it's really hard to not show that because of course you're killing an animal. Even like bow fishing or spear fishing, you're still like, you're taking the life of a living creature. So I think showing that on YouTube is what's really squigging everybody. But for all future content, how are you going to shoot future hunting content or like bow fishing, spear fishing without showing that? Without showing like the process and actually and you can't show cleaning the animal either. That's part of the new policy. You can't clean it. Even if you're eating it, you can't show the cleaning. Now we kind of already knew that. Yeah. We don't put a lot of blood in our videos, but it's like there's just nobody knows the freaking rules. That's really the main focus here is just we don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do to make hunting content monetizable. It seems like it's just all gonna go away. And I'm going to say right now, I'm going to reiterate my position that catch and cooks, spear fishing, bow fishing, they'll be next.
Yep.
And eventually catch and release fishing will be targeted and it will be demonetized. I'm telling you right now, you guys think I'm crazy, but keep watching this happen because the people that run YouTube, they don't like that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Even catch and release, it's making an animal needlessly suffer, right? I mean, it's stressing that fish out. You can't argue that it's not. It's definitely stressing that fish out. Now, me and you are responsible, so we try to get the fish back in the water quick, or if we're going to kill it, we try to kill it quick. But still, I mean, that's next, man. I'm telling you. I know this is a fishing-based podcast, but it's also an outdoors-based podcast, so that's kind of why we're diving into this. But should we get Roy on? Just let him rip it and just tell us what the hell's going on?
He knows more than us.
All right, let's get Roy on the horn. All right, folks, we've got Lee here from Seek One. Now, it's super embarrassing, man, because I thought your name was Roy until about 30 seconds ago, and then it popped up that your name was Lee. So your actual name is Lee, right?
My actual name is Lee. You're not the first to mix that up because my Instagram is like the Roy. And
yeah.
I was telling you, my like I played baseball in high school. My mom was always like, cheer me on. She's like, let's go like Leroy. So my parents or my friends started making fun of me, calling me Leroy, and then the name Roy just kind of stuck. And I made that Instagram name like when I was a freshman in high school.
Nice.
I just never changed it. I feel like at this point it's too late to have it as anything else. So
no, I'm with you. It's kind of tough to like just stop what you're doing and rebrand something when it's working, especially. It's like, why even mess with it? Dude, I was telling you off camera, that backdrop is freaking crazy, man. What's the biggest deer behind you right now? Which one of those is the biggest one?
Size-wise or score-wise?
Either one.
This one here is definitely the biggest, like, size-wise.
Good God.
But this one here scores the most. That one scores 207 and change, and that one's like 203 and change.
Jesus. Were those all killed like locally to you, like around your area?
Yeah, those were Atlanta deer. I got some Alabama deer in here. I got some Tennessee deer in here too.
Nice. That's my jam, man. Alabama deer. That's where I live. And I've never hunted deer before, man. So this year is going to be my first, like everything. I killed my first hog this year, killed my first alligator, just did my first dove shoot. So I'm like doing everything this year. And of course, that comes with the news on YouTube. Really good timing for me. But dude, let's dive right in, man. Like we've already kind of set it up, what we're talking about, and you were kind of the person I think that was basically like ground zero, right? I think you were the first channel this most recent time to get kind of smacked by YouTube. So just take it from the top, man. How were you notified? Like, what did they say? What happened?
So as far as I know, we were the first ones to get hit, and there's since been 5 or 6 others that have gotten hit too. And it hasn't been specific to deer hunting. There's been a guy, I mean, y'all know Bobby, like he's just mainly duck hunting. Like his got taken. Juan, the senior bass guy, he had a hunting channel. His got taken. He had 2 buddies who just had fishing channels who got hit as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm hoping that this isn't like the beginning of the end, so to speak, where it's like, all right, the domino effect, like the next one's going. But I mean, essentially, we have never had any red flags on any of our videos, period. Like none of our videos have ever been demonetized or like age restricted or anything like that, to the best of my knowledge. So it wasn't like we were getting flags along the way that was like, oh, we need to change some stuff. Like, you know, these videos are getting flagged like for whatever reason. It's
not like you had a bunch of copyright strikes or anything like that, or guideline strikes.
I think we had one copyright issue for a song we thought we had rights to, and I think we did, but I don't know. That was like the only hiccup in any of our videos. And so we wake up, Georgia deer season opens September 11th. September 10th, there's an email that pops out. Is that coincidence? I highly doubt it. The day before season starts for us. And it basically was, and I can read you the email, but it basically was just like, your channel's totally demonetized. You can reapply or try again in 30 days.
Jeez. That's exactly one thing me and Bad said was like, the timing of this, there is no damn way that's a coincidence, because YouTube knows they may not like hunting, but they know that hunting starts in September basically. And then it's just like a 6-7 month free for all, you know what I mean? Like with the different seasons. So they definitely knew what they were doing. So you got an email saying you were demonetized, and did it give you any type of like option to appeal or anything?
No, I mean, it really gave us no sense of direction. It gave us no answers to why. And, when you're in the YouTube, when you're monetized on YouTube, you're in that partner program. Well, they, no questions asked, just take you out of the partner program, totally kick you out. And that's your only, like when you're in that program, that's your only way to actually contact anybody, any sort of support or help within YouTube.
Yeah.
And so when we got kicked out, like our line of contact to YouTube for us to be like, hey, what do we do wrong? What do we need to change? We're willing to work here, but like, you got to help us out. It would just like completely cut us out. I mean, it is in every sense of the word, like we are in total YouTube jail.
I think that's one of the things we don't understand either is like, if you guys didn't have any guideline strikes and the policies as of right now state that you can hunt, then why weren't you at least given like some kind of notice? You know what I mean? To like 30 days to fix this, or like they just gave you nothing and then gave you no way to appeal it. It's crazy.
They really didn't. So we got that email, and to just cut it short, I mean, essentially they said that, we're demonetized, that we broke the guidelines for the YouTube partner policies for monetization. And they were like, they said, we know this is tough news. Sometimes we have to make difficult decisions. We have a responsibility to ensure our community is safe and responsible for its creators, viewers, and advertisers. At the same time, we understand that you may have unintentionally made mistakes. That's why you'll be able to reapply for the partner program in 30 days. And it says this 30-day time period allows you to make changes to your channel to make sure it's in line with our policies. But they didn't tell us anything of like, this. The only thing they told us was on our YouTube studio, when you click on monetization, it says your YouTube channel or your channel is no longer eligible for monetization. And it says, review our feedback. Our reviewers found that your channel contained the following. It says graphic content, which says non-educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic content that shows or promotes unnecessary animal suffering. And then there's a tab that says learn more. So I click on this learn more tab. It goes on to say like no dog fighting, no rooster fighting, like no staged scenarios where you're purposely placing an animal in harm's way to stage a rescue. The only thing it says as it relates to hunting is it says hunting using illegal practices like bombing and poison.
Right, which nobody's doing that on YouTube.
Right.
Jesus, man, this whole thing is like it's an uncharted water on one hand, and on the other hand, it's just complete bullshit, man. I mean, it's like I completely understand if YouTube wants to change its policies, then that's YouTube's prerogative. But I mean, as a creator, and you're a valued creator just like we are. I mean, we make YouTube a lot of money, so you'd think that they would have. I get like the 30-day thing, but I don't understand why they came out of the gate demonetizing. You know what I mean? Like they could have hit you with like a guideline strike and then said, hey, you have 30 days to comply with our new policies. We're not messing around. But the fact that they went straight for, and they demonetized your whole channel, right? Yeah, just not videos. Yeah, so you couldn't do a fishing video right now and make money. So that's the part that I really don't understand. But this is freaking crazy, man. I don't think we've ever experienced anything like this, man. I mean, we have in the past. There's been adpocalypses before, and hunting's always been kind of like, it's a risk to put out hunting content. It's one reason why me and Badger don't do it that much, is because we were always kind of scared to get demonetized. And I've also been saying on this podcast for like 6 months that, that this was coming. And I feel like the fishing world with like spearfishing, bow fishing, catching cooks, I feel like that's, next up on the docket, because like you just said, it's causing unnecessary harm or stress to an animal or whatever the hell however they want to spin it. But, Badge has got something for you. He wants to ask you something.
All right, so yeah, we were just we were talking about how Flair said in his video. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it kind of shows that YouTube is not only driven by monetary reasons now. They're like agenda based, And I don't know, man. It sucks that you're being discriminated against for doing something that's completely legal, and you're doing it in a way that's it's like honorable to do this in a right way. So I don't know, dude. I hope it all works out. But me and Lojo have talked a lot about how YouTube is not going to be the home for outdoor creation for very much longer. And we were curious, have you thought about another platform or talked to anybody about where you might end up in a couple years?
There's so much chatter right now about where this goes, what's the next step, because here's the thing, like if this is not the doomsday for outdoor related content on YouTube, it's clearly headed that direction, in my opinion. Like this is trending in that direction. I mean, back in the day, you could post kind of anything hunting related, fishing related, didn't matter. And it's like, as it keeps going, it keeps getting worse. Like this is the direction it's going. And I think it's inevitable that there will have to be another platform. Is that platform currently available? I don't know. Is it something that someone's going to create? Maybe. There's been a lot of talks about, I mean, there's a lot of other platforms out there. I just don't think and I've talked to everybody, from my side of the table and like the hunting industry, that's, kind of your big YouTube influencers. And we definitely all agree that there's a next step somewhere. We don't know where. So we don't know that the best option out there is available right now. We've looked into a bunch of different things and just not sure that it makes sense for us. I mean, it's a big decision because, I don't want to be here and be there and be there. Like we want to make sure that the direction we're going is where we're sticking with, and we put our efforts in that way. Like I hate being wishy-washy on changing too much. So there's a lot of talks about that. We don't know the right answer right now. And so that's something that I think, in the next few weeks, few months may, continue to kind of develop. So I think there's still a lot of things that need to happen, or that we need to kind of see through on this YouTube front to kind of get a clear picture of what's really happening.
Yeah.
And I don't think until we get that we really, I still believe, I don't think we know really the scope of what we're dealing with totally right now yet. I think it's still really early on. I think other channels are going to continue to get hit from this. And I think that, I think what's important is it can't be like this group goes here, this group goes here, and it's just all of a sudden the outdoor industry is just dispersed in 100 different directions. I think that there needs to be a unified front. And so far there has been. I mean, this has really brought a lot of the industry together to show a unified front. And I think it's important that we, are unified in that in whatever direction we go, to where people can go to one place, get all of their content that they like watching as it relates to hunting and fishing.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yeah, that we got to stay connected, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And what sucks the most is like, there's been an entire industry that's been built around the YouTube platform, especially hunting. I mean, hunting, like fishing is a little more on the safe side of things.
Yeah.
And there's obviously been a massive industry built around fishing, but hunting specifically is what I feel is directly under fire. And there has been an entire industry that has developed on the hunting space that is on the YouTube platform. And so to your point, they're agenda driven, in my opinion. I mean, if you go look at their Instagram and what they're posting about, I would encourage you to go look at it. I promise you, there is nothing there that is even remotely close to anything that would appeal to anybody in the outdoors at all. So I do believe it is agenda driven for sure.
Yeah. Scary, man. It's scary.
Yeah, man. So I totally agree, dude. Unified front, I agree. And I agree with you. This is really like banded people together. I mean, I was on the phone Saturday morning with Rob, with Flair, I mean, for like an hour, just trying to because, I'm not a very influential person in the hunting space, but it just so happens, like I told you, this year was going to be like my year where I basically did the hunting tour. You know what I mean? I was going to do everything. I was going to hunt everything that's legal to hunt in Alabama every single season, and I was going to post it on YouTube. So of course, it's completely changed the trajectory of what I'm going to do, because now I'm still going to do these hunts just because I want to do them, but I'm going to have to put them on a second channel, to not jeopardize my main channel. But so to that note, now that you guys have been served notice basically, now, because I saw you drop a hunting video yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So like, what is your strategy moving forward? Are you basically just like saying, screw it, middle finger, like we're going to keep posting, or what?
We're not backing down. I think the last thing they want to do is for us to stop posting hunting content. And even though we're the ones taking a hit, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep posting, and yeah, it's going to hurt for a while. Hopefully we can get stuff figured out. But the last thing I want to do is not give the people that have, followed us intently for years. I don't want to starve them of content. I mean, I look at ourselves as like, I love to encourage other people to go hunt. And if our video helps keep someone encouraged to keep doing that, I don't want to starve them of that.
Yeah.
Even though we're the ones taking the hits, we're going to keep posting until we get that figured out. And what sucks is, I mean, Flair said it in his video that like that ad revenue, people's lives like depend on that revenue. I mean, that was the main consistent thing for our business that helped us cover our expenses, our travel, buy hunting licenses to go hunt, pay our guys with the camera guys, the people that help us out and put the production together, the editing, everything like that. I mean, to have that ripped away is a huge gut check. But the last thing we want to do is kind of throw in the towel. So even though we're taking a pretty big hit on this stuff, I mean, we want to continue to post and upload and kind of keep the content going. They're not going to keep us down. That's for
sure. Well, and that's like you said a minute ago. That's the real prickly part of this conversation is we have a lot of fans. We have a lot of subscribers. We got a lot of people who love our content, and it's not fair to them, just because like all of a sudden we get the rug snatched underneath us and money is gone. Well, you can't just forget about your subscribers. I mean, they've been loyal to you. They've supported the channel. So like you said, you can't starve them of the content because it's not their fault. So it just makes it a really prickly situation, though, because like you said, without that revenue, it might even cause somebody's channel to the content to suffer, basically, because you've lost that revenue. You got to cut some corners somewhere. It's crazy, man. And to touch on what Badge talked about a unified front. There are platforms out there. Some people have mentioned some platforms, but like you said, I don't know if any of these platforms are actually set up to succeed. I think they're just things that have sprouted up to give YouTube some competition. But let's be honest, I mean, it's not really competition. I mean, it's going to have to be, I think it's going to have to be more of like a website or something that, so 25 creators can get on and put a hunting video on, or something. I don't know, man. I don't know how it's going to look moving forward, but I do know that YouTube is not the future, man. Not for the outdoors industry. Not after what we've seen.
I don't want to rush, where we all go, but like I said, I mean, I think that we've got to lock arms with everybody that we possibly can, that is in the hunting industry, and kind of all unanimously say, talk. I mean, this is going to take a lot of effort of having all these conversations, what makes sense for everybody. And, what I also don't want to lose is it's fun for someone who has 10 subscribers that just loves hunting and filming it and kind of telling a little story and putting it on YouTube. Like, you don't want to take that away from them. So there's just so much to unpack, because there's been like, well, do you go like a Netflix style route? Do you go, kind of have the freedom to have everybody upload kind of route? I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but I think the main thing is that it's going to take a lot of time talking with everybody in the industry to try and find what not only works for us, but works for the people that support us. And so we want to, I posted on my Instagram, on our Seek One Instagram last night, just about YouTube's new guidelines as it relates to hunting and monetization. And there's like, I don't know how many comments are on it now, but it's way over 1,000 comments right now of just people giving their feedback of, what they would like to see and that kind of thing. So trying to take all that into account and, try to put the best foot forward on finding potentially a platform that is, more conducive to our lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure. That's the thing, man. That's the thing. It's always been a struggle with YouTube. I think it will be for a while. I do think this is the beginning of the end in a way, but not like in a super dark, depressing way. I just think this is going to give birth to the next big thing that we can all kind of, like, by we all, I mean like all of the creators that want to live this lifestyle. I think there's enough of us and we have enough reach that we could make something work. You know what I mean? But it's just a matter of doing it. And that's one of those things that probably seems a lot easier than it is to either like make another platform or just make a website where you can upload content. Like it probably sounds easy to me and to us, but it's probably not that easy. And Flair was quick to point out that if we did do that, if we did have like a competing thing with YouTube, I mean, we're going to lose a lot of that natural discoverability from Google. You know what I mean? Because Google owns YouTube, and Google, let's face it, Google is how a lot of us got found by people. You know, they typed in deer hunting, or they typed in bass fishing, and they found you, and they found me. So without that discoverability, we're going to have to rely on just people that are going to come over from YouTube and watch our stuff. So it's a lot more complicated than I think any of us even fathom right now. But one thing I know is that we got to do something, man. Like something's got to happen.
For sure. And that's the thing. Like, we don't know what it is yet, but the last thing we need to do is rush to a decision. But I mean, you hit it on the head, same with what you said. I mean, how do you possibly compete against YouTube, you know,
Yeah.
or freaking Google, man? I mean, it's just like, I think we could get a lot of people to move over to this other platform, but I mean, to your point, yeah, like, you know, that is how a lot of us have all been discovered. And it's just, how do you replicate that? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of conversations that need to happen.
Yeah, I agree. And they're happening right now. That's for sure. But,
did you see what we posted about? So YouTube just came out with their new guidelines. Did you see those new guidelines as posted of January 2021?
When did they come out?
Or July? It just came out this past July.
Oh yeah. No, I saw on your you posted it, didn't you, somewhere? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
In order to be fully monetized, this is the guidelines for hunting. It says hunting content where there is no depiction of graphic animal injuries or prolonged suffering. So I understand the prolonged suffering. Like if we took a deer and it wasn't the best shot, and you know there was a follow-up shot that was needed or something along those lines, like the last thing we're going to show is a deer, you know, just suffering and any of that kind of stuff. We've always been very conscientious of not showing blood, not showing too much of like the gutting process, with, you know, just the camera angles and making sure not to show that. But when it says no depiction of graphic animal injuries, does that mean a deer being shot with a bow? I mean, that's
right. Because that's a pretty bad injury, but I don't know if it's graphic, but it could be considered graphic, I guess. That's the problem.
And then the next part is hunting videos where the moment of kill or injury is indiscernible, basically saying you can't tell that it's been hit with a bullet or an arrow or you know, whatever.
I saw that part. That part was really confusing for me because I was telling him, it's like, does that mean like the actual, like the shot, like even like you said, a bow shot? Like you can't show bow hitting deer? Like, damn, that sucks if you lose that. I mean, geez.
That's how I'm interpreting it, is that you cannot show the actual shot on a deer. And then it says, and with no focal footage of how this dead animal is processed for trophy or food purposes.
Yep. So you can't clean it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't clean it.
All catch and cooks.
Yep.
Dang, dude.
That's exactly what I said when I saw that. I was like, you see, there's your, oh shoot. I said, there's your catch and cook angle right there. You know, we can't show, you know, processing the meat and me and him, we've kind of been weary about posting stuff like that anyways, because we just know how YouTube is, you know. We did a huge trophy alligator hunt, and the cleaning process on an alligator, as you would imagine, is crazy. I mean, it takes forever. So, but we showed hardly any because we just knew that was going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Like I took like a 20-minute shot and like just like time lapsed it, you know, and I made it black and white too. So I guess even that would be considered a violation now, even like a time lapse of cleaning an animal in black and white. Hell, that could still be considered demonetizable as far as YouTube's concerned, but it's freaking crazy, man. That's one thing I hate about all of this, besides the obvious, is just how unclear everything is. Like YouTube it seems like they never make a uniform rule that they enforce equally across the board. You know what I mean? Like some channels will get hit like yours, And then other channels could probably hunt forever and never get hit, and it's just like, there's just no consistency, man. And that's what makes it so really unfair. It's just a tough pill to swallow for you guys, I'm sure. But Badge has got one more thing for you before we let you go, man.
So when you say that you're not going to back down, could you see yourself, though, in the future, if it ever gets to this point where there's not another platform where you would change your content up in any way?
Good question.
To stay on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we need to get more clarity from YouTube, right? Because if there's something that we can do that's like a minor adjustment, and that there's these new boxes that's like, if you click light violence, you can still get partially monetized. If it's like something where there's some sort of middle ground, some sort of solution where we can figure out how to still make this work, I would see us staying. I think that we would always be looking for another option. But I think if there's too much taken away from the hunting experience, like their guidelines are taking too much away from the hunting experience, where you can't show the shot on the animal, you can't show the recovery, the processing, the cleaning of it. I mean, that is the most important part of how we hunt. Is utilizing that animal that we've taken to make sure that we're, taking care and processing the meat in a certain way. And like, we want to show and educate people on what you do, or how the proper etiquette of like, once you take a deer, what to do. And it's like, if people can't see the shot, that really just kind of like emotional, intimate moment when you're taking another animal's life, and then you're utilizing that animal by processing it, things like that. I mean, we donate a lot of meat. We give a ton of meat away to homeless shelters and needy families and stuff like that. And if you're removing too much of what makes hunting, then that is absolutely a point where we would just be like, you know what, we're done.
Yeah.
Damn.
I think it just kind of depends on if we can get a better guideline from the people at YouTube. I think that's going to depend on whether we say, you know what, we're just going to keep fighting on YouTube and keep posting, or whether we say, you know what, we're completely done with this platform and we're going to go elsewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Geez.
I don't blame you, man. That'd be like us filming fishing videos and cutting right after we set the hook.
Yeah, not landing the fish ever.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man.
It's been a wild conversation, man. I think the uncertainty, like you said, we just need more clarity. And this is still early in the process. I mean, this happened, your channel, it's been like, what, a week now almost?
September 10th, today's September 21st. Yeah.
11 okay. Days. So 11 days, but then these other guys have been kind of recent too. We're actually going to have MinnDak. Do you know John and Sam from MinnDak? We're having them on right after you because we want to get their perspective, because they fish and they've had to take down a ton of hunting content. So they're going to get hit hard, and it's crappy, man. I really, my heart goes out to you guys, especially you, because your content's just so good. We've been saying your hunting content's probably some of the best out there, and it's just, I hope it doesn't go away. I hope there's a way that, whether it's YouTube or another platform, I don't even really care. But the last thing in the world I'd want would be for people that make good content and they're responsible, like good people like you, a good hunter that utilizes the animal afterwards. I mean, I don't want people like you to go away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to get to that point. So hopefully it won't, man. I mean, nothing but love from us to you guys. And in fact, hopefully we can hunt with you one day. This, like I said, this is my first year of hunting, so I'm kind of like immersing myself in it, and I want to do everything. So I'm sure our paths will cross on the hunting front at some point. But yeah, man, if you guys don't know, his channel is Seek One. All of his Instagram information is Seek One, and then The Roy. And we'll link all that stuff in the description. You guys show some support to his channel, and hopefully we can all make it through this as an outdoor community together. That would be the goal. As corny as that sounds, I mean, that's really what we need. We need the outdoor community to, kind of flex its muscle a little bit, because we do have a large audience out there all together, so we can do this. My dog just walked in, kind of scared me, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, me too.
But
thought it was YouTube.
Thought it was a snake or YouTube sneaking up behind me. I don't know. But, dude, great talking with you, brother. And thank you for joining us. Yeah. We'll talk to you again soon, man.
Cool. See you guys.
All right, bro. See
Hang
you
in there, man.
All right, guys. So as I mentioned earlier, Mystery Tackle Box, which is owned by Ketchco, and it's distributed through shopcarls.com. That's how this is all connected. They gave me a special deal for podcast listeners and viewers only. So if you use code After Dark, if you click the link in the top description and use code After Dark on a 12-month Mystery Tackle Box subscription, it's like getting 4 of those 12 boxes for free. It ends up being almost like 25% off of the membership. So, I mean, that's just a great deal, guys. You guys know Mystery Tackle Box is a great product. We've been using them forever. It's just a box full of mystery every single month, hence the name. Anyways, guys, take advantage of this exclusive deal for podcast listeners and viewers only. Visit the link right in the top of the description. Check out the deal. Now back to the podcast. Dude, that's freaking crazy, man.
I hate it, dude.
That sucks
I'm
so bad.
sick of it, dude.
I know. I'm just so mad right now. It's just, what do you do, though? What's the solution? That's the thing. When you identify a problem, that doesn't mean anything. You got to, what's the solution? You know, what's the next step?
I don't know. We can't give in, man. We can't. And I say we because we know that fishing's next.
Yeah, no, I would feel comfortable saying we're all in this together.
Outdoors
the
is
outdoors community. Yeah, if they're going to take away a kill shot on a deer, bow fishing, catching cooks, that stuff's going to be gone, man. I'm telling you. I have been saying it. I'm telling you right now. This is just step one.
The thing is, now hear me out.
Okay.
I think this is going to give birth to somewhere where possibly we can have a similar algorithm to YouTube and have a different platform. And the companies that come to YouTube, like Bass Pro Shops, Academy,
Like advertisers.
that want their ads
Yeah.
on our videos right now.
Yeah, true.
Instead of YouTube taking 55, maybe the creator can take 75.
Or maybe just a more equal split, some kind of a more equal split. I
Yeah.
don't think we get 50% of our ad revenue now.
I think we get 45.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think it was that high.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. We don't see.
We don't freaking know.
We don't know.
We have no idea. That's a good point. There's plenty of outdoors advertisers that would probably jump at that opportunity if we had all the right people on that platform. Then that would be another big step, as a lot of us would have to agree to leave YouTube. And that's going to be scary. For people that aren't demonetized, it's like, well, golly, I don't want to walk away from all this money
Yeah.
on something that might not work or it might not last.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most confusing part about it is where do we go from here? But
Well, in 3 years, we'll be all in the same boat of, hey, we're not making money here. So
I think, in less than 3 years.
if we make a new platform and we're not making money immediately, we're just building an audience, what's the difference?
Yeah, who cares?
You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
We're not making money here.
Going to be demonetized anyways. Yeah, that's a good point. But guys, make sure you go show Seek One some love across all social media. That's really the only way to pick a channel up when they've been kicked like this, is just to kind of go show them some love.
Yeah.
If you're a hunting fan, if you're a fisherman or a fishing person, you're going to be more connected with our next guest, I think. We got old MinnDak coming in. I'm not sure if it's John or John and his brother, but we have the MinnDak, one of the MinnDak boys at least, that's about to join us. And this is a fishing/hunting channel. This is not a hunting channel.
Yep.
And he has been impacted severely by this as well. So let's get old John in the fold here. All right, we've got, oh, shoot. I love it. We've got John from MinnDak.
I had to get some more coffee, bro. Sorry.
I thought you were doing that on purpose. I was like, that was perfect timing, bringing in John from MinnDak Outdoors, and he just leaves. He said, nah, man, I'm not doing this crap. I'm imagining you're drinking your second cup of coffee because you're a little stressed these days. Is that a fair statement?
Yep. This is cup number 2 for the stressful day.
Jeez, man. Well, we've already kind of set everything up. We've told everybody. We actually just had Lee on from Seek One right before you. Of course, he was. I think he was the first channel to really get hit by this. But what I really want to talk to you about, John, is like your channel is so unique. Now, you guys didn't get slapped with demonetization, but what did happen? I'm going to let you kind of take over from here. But you guys just had to take a bunch of videos down that are basically paying your bills right now, being that it's hunting season. But what's so unique about you and why I wanted to get you on here is you guys fish as much as you hunt, right? In a year's time, you hunt and fish. So just kind of explain like what was y'all's thought process in taking all these videos down? How many videos did you take down, and like how big of a hit is this to you guys' channel?
Sure. So I guess you guys kind of know where the scene. I got a text from my buddy Andrew Flair, and he was kind of telling me the situation, and there's not much information out on the whole situation, I guess. So one solution that we came up with that would be kind of like, this is for sure going to work, you're going to be okay, is taking down current hunting videos that we have on our channel. Now, I don't know exactly how many videos I took down, but I'm going to say it's in the hundreds or so.
Jeez.
And like you were saying, like those do pay the bills. Everybody knows when you throw up a video from like 5 years ago could still be getting views during a relevant time, and that could be making money for you. So, deleting some videos that had like 500,000 views and and just some good memories, like hunting memories with some good people, deleting those really, really sucked. But again, I guess with the uncertainty of how YouTube is going about their business right now, it was kind of just like the safe solution for my brother and myself to protect our main channel and not end up in a Seek One situation.
Exactly. Yeah, and me and Badge did the same thing. Of course, we're not the best examples because we don't hunt often. In fact, Badge has only hunted a couple times on his channel. I've hunted like 6 times on my channel, but we went ahead and took down a bunch of old fishing content, like bow fishing content, or like a couple catch and cooks that were kind of like graphic in the cleaning process. Like I took down stuff like that too, because I think that that's next. Like that's kind of me and Badge's opinion, is that, like catch and release fishing will probably be the last thing to go, although my prediction is it will go too. But I think catch and cooks, bow fishing, spear fishing, that's going to be next, man, because according to these new guidelines, and we don't even know what the hell the new guidelines are. We kind of do, but we don't really. We don't have any clarification. But I think those are next, man. So we'll ask you the same thing we asked Lee. I keep wanting to call him Roy because his Instagram handle is Roy. I'm just going to call him Leroy. So one thing he had said, or one thing we asked him was like, where is he going to go from here? So what are your guys' plans? Because you're not going to stop hunting. I know that.
Absolutely not. Never going to stop hunting, or even if I had to hunt off camera, I would still do that. But I guess right now my brother and I, we started a second channel, which I know that's what a lot of people are doing. You have one, Flair made one. We made the MinnDak Bros channel, and that's where we're going to kind of do some experimenting. Now, when I say that, I mean, we're going to post our hunting videos on there and kind of leave everything in that we normally would on a normal hunting video. Yeah. And I guess kind of test the waters and see, like, if once our channel does get demonetized, if it does, or monetized, if it gets demonetized, we'll kind of just like do process of elimination and kind of see like, oh, in this video, we showed like a close up of a bird getting poofed or, something. We can maybe narrow it down. And if for some instance our second channel does get demonetized, it's not like I'd be kind of disappointed about it, but I'm not going to be like losing sleep over it because I made that second channel for that to happen potentially, and I should be ready for it because I'll still have my main channel to post my regular band vlogs or camping, fishing, etc. So that's kind of the idea we have right now, is starting a second channel and seeing how it goes on that until some stuff starts getting dinged. And then I talked about potentially starting a Patreon page. And
that's a good idea.
Page, I was thinking about kind of putting videos that we deleted. If people want to go back and watch those, which is like there's like 100 videos, they can pay X amount or something to go watch those. And then I'm still reading into the Patreon because I'm not super knowledgeable in it. Yeah. But I think you can do like live streams on there. Like Q&As and stuff like that. So like I might offer exclusive stuff on that app as well. So viewers and subscribers could get more than just the old videos. Yeah,
give them a little bonus. And I mean, we've kicked around that idea too. I mean, there's so much going on. So if you're going to post your hunting stuff on the new channel, what's going to be the content on your main channel then?
So I guess main channel, timeline right now, it is end of September. And then normally we'd be pumping out, content. The full month of October is hunting. And then a little like the first week into November is like mostly hunting too. But then ice fishing usually starts. And then I just go balls to the wall ice fishing. So I'm doing that. But I guess from now until ice is on the water, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to bust out the long rods again.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude.
Fishing. See, this is it's kind of cool though, because I've never fished in the fall, and like this is a really good time to fish. Like it could be really gas, you know. So I might try to dabble in some of that, and then obviously I'm gonna do more camping vlogs. I have a van. I'm gonna travel and do some more van vlogs. One thing I thought about doing is, say I go like on a van trip, but it's like a van hunting trip, like filming and showing all of the camping and vlogging stuff and putting that on like kind of like my van. And then like during that same video, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm about to go walk this field for some grouse. If you guys want to see what happens in the next 20, 30 minutes or so, go check out my other channel where I'll post the hunting portion. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's like a cross-channel collaboration. It's kind of like, you know, sending people back and forth between channels. That's a good idea, man. That's actually a really good idea. And dude, who knows? The thing is, they're so inconsistent from YouTube. Your second channel could get monetized, and you could put hunting content on it for a year, and it may never get touched. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with this. There's never any uniformity from YouTube. So like my second channel is about to get monetized, you know, and I'm just interested to see what happens, because I'm going to re-upload my gator video on there. You know, I'm going to re-upload my first hog hunt up there, because those videos mean a lot to me. I'm not just going to let them sit there and die. So, you know, but I mean, my stuff could get monetized and just stay monetized. You know, you just never freaking know. I could be like accidentally editing these videos perfectly the way YouTube wants them to be edited, because we cut out a lot of stuff. You know, we don't show cleaning. We black and white the shot if there's a lot of blood. We don't show the animal like twitching around after it's been killed. You know what I mean? Like, so we kind of avoid that stuff anyways, which might be why we haven't gotten touched yet. But yeah, but it's crazy though, man. But I'm gonna pass you the badge for a second. He's got something for you.
I was really just curious why your name is Daddy69.
I saw that.
Well, back when I made a Zoom account, I mean, this was like during the peak of COVID. Remember, everybody's like, "Oh, let's hop on Zoom," you know. And like it was with like buddies. So like when I was making it, I just made it Daddy69. I thought it was funny, you know, because you're just talking to your friends. But then like I've actually hopped on a couple like business things like this.
Yes,
it's awkward. It's so awkward. So maybe I should change it.
No, don't change it, please.
I get it. I've always heard people laugh at 69, but I never understood. So. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, do you not understand the reference?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know.
You know, I like it. I like to keep it tense. But,
yeah, you like to loosen the guest up.
Yeah,
with some 69 talk.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, he pretty much just covered the two main questions that we were asking the creators on today's podcast. But the main thing that I was just curious about is, do you ever see yourself having to transition out of hunting completely? And would you do that? Or would you just say, frick it, I'm going to go become like an accountant or something?
Right. That's a good question. I don't ever really I guess on YouTube, I guess I could see myself giving it up. But like I said, I'm still going to do it no matter what, whether it's off camera or on camera, or if I have to move everything to a different platform that comes out in the next year or something, or I don't know. It will. Other stuff. I would do it on there.
Yeah, no doubt. It will. Me and Lojo have been talking about it, and another platform is inevitable. You know, just because like Flare alone has enough views to compete with pretty much every hunting like channel
Outdoors
on TV.
Channel. Yeah.
So combine everything together, there's going to be money. And heck, we in 5 years we might make more money doing this stuff. You know, it's just freaky, man. And I hate that you and your brother were in the crosshairs of the first wave of this. You know. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, we didn't get hit. You know, we didn't get like demonetized yet. But like I said, we were trying to stay ahead of the game, and kind of the smart thing to do was take down videos, which sucked. But one thing I was going to tell you guys, Andrew and I were texting yesterday, and we were kind of like going through all of the guidelines on monetization. And I don't know if they just added this or if this has been on there for a long time and we haven't seen it. So like if you go to like the Google support or whatever, and it go to like the help center, and it goes and it like shows like a list of like things that you can monetize. Under hunting, it says like you can monetize it where hunting you can this is it says like you can monetize hunting content where there's no depiction of graphic animal injuries or prolonged suffering. And then there's another bullet point to add on to that, and it says hunting videos where the moment of kill or injury is indiscernible. And like I don't know if I said that word right, but it means like clearly to see.
Yeah.
So one thing that Andrew and I thought about, or I thought of, was for wing shooting, especially Bobby Guy Films. He got knocked, and so did Senor's channel. And most of pretty much all of Bobby's content is wing shooting. So like ducks, geese, etc. Senor's content, he has a lot of wing shooting on his stuff too. And have you ever heard of a thing called a shot cam?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you put it on your barrel of your gun, and it like it's like a telescope, and it blows up the video and makes the animal like really close to you, and it slows down, and you can see pellets like hit the animal and stuff. And I looked yesterday, both Bobby and Senor use shot cams, and it's showing the moment of kill, as they say on YouTube. And you can see everything super clearly. So we're trying to figure out like, hey, is the shot cam maybe correlating with this? Like,
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
For it, maybe that's something that they look at.
Yeah. So like on that point, what you just said, that just made me think of something. So that shot cam, that's really cool. I've seen clips from shot cam before. It's actually kind of wild, but I can't see him, Badge.
It's just because you're talking.
No, you stop that. It's not true. There we go. Yeah. It always takes a second. I don't know why that does that. But so like I did my first dove shoot the other day, right? First ever. And in fact, my first shot ever. We just got there. I sat down. I don't even know what the hell is going on. I'm learning all this as I go. You know what I mean? I've never hunted a day in my life before the last few months. Let's keep that in mind. So
watch that video, by the way.
Dude, yeah, well, it's coming out on the other channel in a few days. So, or actually, it might already be. No, it's coming out in a few days. Yeah. And so like my first shot, right? Like I'm running a chesty GoPro, and then I've got my camera guy behind me shooting big cam shots. But see, I didn't want any like zoom shots or anything yet, So my first shot, like I swing, I shoot, and on the chesty, it's perfect. Like the gun's right over the chesty, and you see two birds coming, and I just nail the first one, right? So, and I drop him. I was so stoked. And by the way, I shot about 80 more rounds and did not hit another one. So there's that.
Like every dove hunt. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was told afterwards. I was like, don't feel bad. That's pretty common. I was like, oh, okay. I was just so shocked I hit the first shot. But my point to all that was that new policy with showing the moment, showing like you just said, we don't know. Is it because those guys use shot cam and they're zooming in and it's so clear what's happening? Or is that shot that I got, which is, 20 yards away on a GoPro, which makes everything wide. So you can barely see it, but you can definitely see it. So like, are those two things considered the same thing on YouTube? Does YouTube not care that there's a close up, or like, because my point is they could easily demonetize my video because of that, because that moment, me swinging the gun, firing the shot, the bird drops. So that's the moment that the mortal wound was inflicted on the animal. So, but we don't know. That's the thing. Like there's no clarification, and there never is with YouTube, which is my biggest beef. I'm not even it pisses me off that YouTube is doing this, but let's be honest, YouTube, they're a private company. They can do whatever they want. I mean, but if we're considered like employees, and we make YouTube a lot of money, I think we can all agree on that. I think we deserve a little bit better than this. I think we deserve the rules to be clear and them to be enforced, across the board, instead of just like spotty enforcement. It's like they just pick a channel one day and they just kill it. You know what I mean? And like a month will go by and nothing will happen, and then another channel will get killed. And like that's my biggest beef with this whole thing, is just the lack of clarity. But yeah, so I don't know. That's sorry. I just went off on a tangent when you were talking about shot cam.
Yeah,
I was like, man,
on all of that stuff. I mean, if they would if you got demonetized and they sent you like a personal letter, like, hey, my name is so and so. I watched your video. This is why. demonetizing it or whatever, knocking it. But this is what you can do to do better. If they did that, like, I'd be mad about it, but at the same time, I'd kind of be like, okay, like, I can learn from this and like not do the same thing.
Right,
but
we could adapt.
So I don't know.
No, exactly. We could give us a chance to adapt our content or do something. Don't just say, all right, you're done with no warning or anything. Like, that's my biggest beef with it. But damn it. It just pisses me off so much, man. This whole thing is just ticking me off. Because I know, like, we're lucky. We're fishing channels for the most part, even though I've been dabbling in hunting. But so we're not hit that hard yet, although I'm pretty damn sure that we're going to be next. But I think they just want the outdoors community as a whole to just not be able to really capitalize on what we do, like just what we do in our life. You know what I mean? I just don't think that YouTube likes the fact that we can go out there and get an animal. You know what I mean? Like whether it's a fish or a deer or a dove. They just don't like it, man. And I don't know. We could get into politics another day, but you know what I mean? Like it seems like that's what it is. Like it's an agenda. That's what Badge said in the last segment. It's an agenda with YouTube, and it's just shitty that it's affecting us all this way. But
all right, man. So you are creating a second channel as well. So would you go ahead and shout that out so the folks at home can show some support?
Yeah. So our second channel is called MinnDak Bros. And currently there's no videos on it. So I don't know if you like type it in on YouTube, if it'll pop up because the SEO is so bad.
It pops up. I found it. I typed it in and found it. Yeah. Okay. You can just type it in and click the filter to channel and it pops up.
Sweet. Nice.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's our second channel right now. And like I said, we're going to upload hunting videos on that for a little bit until we figure stuff out.
I don't know about the owners of Patreon or if they're anything like YouTube, but do you think Patreon could one day turn on you as well?
I don't know. From what I've been reading, it's kind of like, it's really like one thing that Patreon really prides themselves in. It's like their core value is that they support creators that are having problems on other platforms. And like they go through like I watched like this commercial for it, and like there's a whole list of things like, oh, I'm having problem with the algorithms, or I'm having the problem with demonetization. I'm having a problem with etc. And basically Patreon is like, it like fixes all of those problems because it's the fans helping you and you don't have to worry about like clickbait or anything like that, I guess. Yeah. So I'm still learning about it. I'm still trying to learn as much information about it as I can. But I think if they keep to their core values of helping people that are having problems on other platforms, I think they're going to be a good thing to maybe look at in the future.
Yeah, man.
Can you upload like full length videos to Patreon? Like,
yeah,
you can.
Yeah, you can do full length videos and everything. Like I know, like Bobby has one, and he does like podcast videos like this, like what you guys do. He puts them on whatever on Patreon, and you pay like, I don't know, like $5 a month, you know. But if you get like 1,000 people, you know, like subscribing to it, it's not bad.
Is he making some bread over there?
What's that?
Is he making some bread over there? Is Patreon?
I mean, I don't know.
You're a good homie. I respect it.
He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, nah.
Well, it's better than nothing. That's the point. It's better than $0 for what you love.
Do you think you'd introduce any shirtless videos?
OnlyFans?
Dude,
to your Patreon?
Everybody's saying to do something on OnlyFans, but you know, I don't know. I feel like it's got a bad reputation already, so might stay away from OnlyFans. Did you see Andrew's Instagram story yesterday with
I didn't.
Conversation with PoolJet?
No.
Oh gosh.
About the PoolJet suggested to go on PH.
Oh shoot!
Oh
no,
heck.
I didn't see that.
It's fully monetized on there, so I don't know if it's gonna go on podcast, but yeah, that's they're talking about it. I think it's more of a joke.
I don't know, man.
You can monetize on there, I guess.
Jesus, at this point, who knows, man?
I get it though. I mean, Flair is packing a massive cheek set, so
yeah, he is
kind of a shame
he's
not
a
to use it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we've gone off the rails officially.
Yeah, this is going downhill fast.
Pass it back to me.
All right, yeah, I'll let Lojo take it back on the rails.
Now I'm gonna wait for him to pop back up because if I can't see him, I can't
talk. He's got to talk first.
Here, say something, John.
I'm talking.
There we go. I got you, baby.
We're figuring out the Zoom now.
We got 7 minutes. Yeah, I know it's 2 years in the pandemic, and we still don't know how Zoom works.
I mean, you don't.
Well, the God's honest truth is I didn't use Zoom when the pandemic happened. Like, I was one of the people that was just like, you know what, dude, I'm off the grid. Just leave me alone, you know? I didn't want to see people and talk to people. I was just like, look, just text me if you need something. But, you know, for this podcast, unfortunately, this is really the only setup we've got to get video because our Wi-Fi's whack out here. I live in the middle of nowhere. But so you're definitely, I mean, it sounds like you're going to start doing some more fishing on your channel. Like, it sounds like kind of that's the only option for you guys at this point is to kind of pick up the fishing at least until ice fishing gets here. You know what I mean? Like the normal fishing you'd be doing.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to just to keep our main channel relevant and keep it going. So, you know, I may have to buy a plane ticket and start fishing your backyard pond.
I was about to say, dude, if you want to start ripping some fishing videos, dude, that's what we do year round. Even though, like I said, I'm gonna hunt this year, I'm not gonna let it stop me either. But you know, our main bread and butter is maybe not even fishing. It's just a lot of like, what would you call? I mean, we do content like pond management. We do property stuff. It's not just fishing, but it's all fishing adjacent. I would say. You know what I mean? Like it's
kind of like a
it's
mix
near.
of like 2 or 3 channels. You know, you kind of got the fish pet aspect and then like the farming homestead aspect and fishing aspect. So
right, yeah. So, dude, do open invite to you and your brother literally any time, man. You guys are on the list of people that if you wanted to come here and collab, like I would make sure it happened. You know what I mean? I don't have many people on that list, but yeah, dude, literally any time. And I know, dude, me and you talked about ice fishing that last time I saw you in person. It's still something I want to do, man. It's one of those things like you told me back then. It's one of those things where everything kind of needs to be right. You know, like you can't rush that type of thing, especially if it's your first time, because I don't want to freeze my balls off. That's another thing. Even though I know I'm going to a little bit, but I don't want to. Being cold is like one of my biggest pet peeves. And so ice fishing is obviously going to be kind of cold, so I'm going to have to get over that.
I think you and Badge should plan a week in like December or January and come up for like a couple days, and you guys could just film like a little ice fishing series, like a 3-part series or something. See how it does on your channel. I think it'd be really cool to see that.
Dude, the fact that we're like Southerners, you know, we're pretty much from as far south as you can get. So, yeah. I mean, like, it would be pretty funny to see us on the ice, and especially because we're big boys too. So I'd be a little nervous I'm going to fall through the ice.
Oh, no. Like, we drive trucks out there. We that's full ice castles. And if you guys came, I'd have something lined up to where we'd have like an ice castle. So it'd be glamping. It wouldn't even be ice fishing. It'd be like you're drinking a beer, catching fish, you know, cooking burgers inside, staying warm, watching TV. Like I'd make it nice for you guys.
Okay, well, just so you know, Badge does not drink beer. He prefers Mike's Harder Lemonade. So make sure you have a couple of those.
I'm not surprised.
I'm fruity as they come, man.
Got a couple of those on the ice too. I'll take a beer, but you know, it's all good.
He drinks that virgin beer.
I drink them virgin beers.
0% alcohol beers.
Those Heineken with 0%, which is just the dumbest thing ever. But well, dude, we wish you all the luck in the world. All you people watching and listening, make sure you go check out MinnDak Outdoors because he's apparently going to be fishing more on his channel. So a lot of our listeners are obviously interested in fishing. And then the MinnDak Bros second channel, which is where your hunting stuff is going to go. So hopefully everybody, we'll link all that stuff in the description. You guys go show some love to these guys. You know, same thing we said to Leroy before he signed off was, you know, anything we can do, just let us know. You know, we'd love to help. You know, we know you guys well. I always liked hanging out with you and your brother whenever we did. We've only hung out like twice, but I felt like, you know, we kind of known each other for more than that for some reason. I don't know. But I think you and Badge really get along, too. You guys are both funny, good sense of humored boys. Good. So it'll be fun.
Pretty well.
We get real comfy in that ice castle, put it that way.
There we go.
Gosh. But, dude, we wish you luck, man. We'll be talking soon. We'll try to plan either a hunting trip or an ice fishing trip or maybe both. That would be freaking awesome this year. But, dude, thank you for joining us, man. Nothing but love. Keep your head up. We're going to figure this out, and hopefully we come out better the other side anyways. So it's about all we can do.
Hang in there, man.
All right, bro. Talk to you later, man.
What'd he say?
I don't know. He said he loved us.
Oh, you just hung up on him, dude?
I don't think he actually said that. I was just joking. Did he say love you guys?
I don't know. He said something.
Damn
was
it,
smiling like he was expecting a
John,
response.
we love you. Say it back, Badge. Say it.
I'm not saying it.
We love you, John.
I love you.
We love you.
This man right here.
Only Badge.
Only badge. Free MinnDak and Seek1.
Free MinnDak. Free Seek1. We need to get those hashtags trending.
We need to start a merch line.
Just free everybody. Just say free everybody.
Free everybody.
I had to stand up, by the way. My stool was really working the old glutes.
Working.
You know how these stools are, man. They're good
do.
for about 30 minutes, maybe
Yeah.
40, and then you're
Yeah.
just like, wow, I've got to stand up.
I think it
because-
keeps you like on point. You know what I mean? If you get too comfortable, then you start slurring your words a little bit. You
Oh, I
start
see.
thinking about
So it's important to stand up and kind of get the blood flowing.
pain is gain, dude.
Pain is gain. Gotcha. Well, this podcast, it was good to make, but it was also painful seeing these guys
Yeah.
who have established their careers and who've etched out a piece of YouTube for themselves in the hunting world. It's really sad to see them. They kind of both had a little bit of a demoralized vibe.
They did.
Like, because I know both of those guys. Well, I know John a little bit better than Lee, but you know, they both kind of seemed like, damn, you know,
Yeah.
this might be it for being
YouTube.
able to get paid to hunt. Which, I mean, in a lot of ways, we're all just so lucky to be doing this and making money to begin with. It's hard. It's probably hard for people to relate to a YouTuber being upset about losing ad revenue because we just kind of assume that. I said this to Holly the other day. I think a lot of people assume that a YouTuber with 100K subs is like rich. But
Right, yeah.
and the reality is, and I should have freaking talked to MinnDak about this, but to John, but I bet you their ad revenue monthly is just enough. You know what I mean? Like enough to, I mean, I'm not saying they're broke. I'm saying like they probably make okay money, but the amount of money that you put back into hunting, like Seek1 was talking about, that's a lot of money that goes into hunting. A little bit different than fishing.
Yeah.
You know, fishing, you can just kind of walk down to a pond with a pack of worms and just sling them around.
Sure.
But hunting, you got to have land. You got to have access to a land.
Yep.
Even if you do public land, there's still, you know, stuff that goes involved with that. I mean, you got guns, you got ammo, you got all the time you're putting in.
100%.
If you got camera people, editors, or whatever, I mean, it's
It's a heavy load, man.
it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap to do any of this, but I don't know. I don't think that these are good examples of people that are like rich on YouTube. So I think that sympathy is well deserved in this situation.
No. And it's hard to get to where they're headed, man, and to where they are. Like, they deserve the
Yeah.
money they're making, if not more, because it's hard. It's hard to
Hunting's
get there.
hard. Yeah, and it's hard to etch out your place in
just YouTube in general, dude.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So-
And YouTube's been fighting hunting for a long time. Like, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
Let me be clear about that. I mean, YouTube has made it known that it does not like hunting.
Yeah.
But I think this is the first time they've really gone on like an offensive, especially the timing. The timing is the key. Like, they did this in September. I mean, this is the beginning of hunting season. So
They knew.
they knew. And that's what worries me, dude. It's like, you know, March is like fishing season, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just like saying, man, come March, freaking.
I will say this. I
know.
will say this. So we know that Disney and YouTube have similar ownership. And by that I mean the people that own Disney and the people that own YouTube and Google have the same beliefs.
Yeah, same views on things. Yeah,
Typically.
probably. Yeah.
And I was watching Disney Channel
Okay.
while I was drinking some apple juice. You know how I do in the mornings.
Some poop juice. Yeah.
And in all seriousness, there was a fishing advertisement on Disney Channel.
Really?
This week.
Advertisement for what though?
Just fishing. Get outdoors and go fish.
who is it? Who is it? Paid for by?
GoFish.com or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No kidding. Well, that's good. So that's a good sign for fishing.
I think fishing is more accepted, man.
Well, no. Catch and release is. I just mean that it's a slippery slope, and I think I have a good grip on how these companies like to
I agree.
institute their policies and kind of like a step up system. Like, they start with the thing that they can all agree on.
Like, they're all sitting in a room right now saying, how can we get hunting and fishing off of our
Right,
platform?
That's kind of what I believe. I think that their strategy is attack hunting first because it's the easiest target. No pun intended. It's like, I mean, you're killing animals on video. Like, that's
Yeah.
an easy one to demonetize. It's
Right.
an easy argument to make. It's like, this is disturbing people. It's bothering people. Okay, you can't show blood. You can't show the actual kill shot. You can't show cleaning the animal. But fishing, catch and release fishing especially, that's really hard to bash. But like I said, I think they're going to take a stepping stone approach, and the next stepping stone that is going to be close to affecting us is going to be spearfishing, bow fishing, catching cooks.
Yeah, I believe that 100%.
Because it has those elements.
Taking the life of an
Taking the
animal.
life, the bow shot.
And then
you know?
live bait fishing might be next.
Live bait fishing could absolutely be next. You're putting a giant hook through the back of a living creature.
Hi, Joe Children, 618.
No, shoot.
Hide
618.
'em.
Hey, he saw the podcast, by the way. He loved the freaking podcast where we ranked him in the top 10.
Hey, you know what? You said don't leave it in. When I said, speaking of clapping cheeks, our man 618, he said,
He loved it. Yeah,
He said, "My
commented.
man."
He said, clapping them cheeks, LOL, thanks for the love, or something like that.
he knows.
Yeah, so big shout out to everybody on the list who saw the podcast, and a big special shout out to all those people that didn't make the list. They're super salty.
My mom.
Look, I'm not going to recap our top 10 list. I stand by what we said.
I'm changing it to make. Dude, can I finish this?
Yeah,
You know
finish
what?
it.
I'm gonna save what I had to say to the next podcast. So
Okay.
come back, you sons of guns.
There you go. If you're listening or watching, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe to this new podcast channel. Make sure you're smashing the thumbs up button. Also, make sure the bell notification is enabled. That way, you
Bell it
guys
up.
don't miss any more heat. And ever since we've moved to this new channel, I think you guys would agree. I mean, this has been straight heat.
Yeah, we're
And you
coming
have-
with a vengeance.
You have no idea. We've got several podcasts already filmed with huge guest appearances. So, I mean, this is just the beginning. So make sure you guys are subscribing. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure you're doing the process, following, subscribing, leaving a 5-star review, writing a 5-star review. That stuff helps us more than you know. Just support those channels, guys. That's all I can say. If you're into hunting at all, or in MinnDak's case, if you're into fishing, because they fish, they catch and cook, they do creek stuff, they do all kinds of stuff. So ice fishing's coming a few months. So go show them guys some love. That's the best way to combat this. If you're against what YouTube is doing, the best way to combat it is to support those channels. And not even financially, just like viewing them, commenting, liking,
yeah.
subscribing, sharing the videos. That's the best way to support a channel that you feel like is being unfairly treated by YouTube. It's the best way. But Patreon might be the answer, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That was one of the first thoughts I had too. I just don't know anything about Patreon, and me and you have always felt weird about asking subscribers for money. It's just a weird feeling.
I love the idea of YouTube having a platform where you can come in. There's an algorithm. It rewards you based off what you put in.
And there's discoverability too. There's massive discoverability.
Like what Sequan was saying, somebody with 10 subs can come in and try it.
Yes.
Like I want people to have that dream the same way I had the dream when I started chasing it,
Yeah.
I think that brings in more ads. I think it's just going to be a slower start.
Yeah. It makes everything work. It makes everything grow. And the fact that they're doing this I think it's just going to hurt them in the long run. But
I'd be willing to put money into something, dude.
yeah, I would too. I told Flair that on the phone. I was like, dude, if we'd start something big and we need upfront capital, I mean, we got plenty of people with some upfront capital, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, if we need it, I'll do it because I'm serious about it. I shouldn't even say this, but I'd love to move away from YT. You know what I mean? I'd love to get off of here and just be doing something more exclusive, more private, and we can do what we want and say what we want and just be actually reaching our hardcore fans and not dealing with anybody else. I mean,
I would be too.
that'd be kind of freaking awesome. So, but the only problem, the trade-off would be we'd have to get money directly from the subscribers, like a monthly subscription type deal, because that's the only way you can do it.
Or you build a similar program or system, social media form similar to YouTube, but it's run with different beliefs and guidelines. And
Yes, but the freaking algorithm, dude, it's so complex.
But
I don't think that can be replicated.
Is it, dude?
Why hasn't it been done then?
Well, I mean, it's just there's not been enough creators in it. They're coming at an entire niche, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't one creator saying, "Hey, go check me out on outdoorstube.com."
Yeah.
This is like the
This is
entire
everybody that matters.
community.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Saying, "Look, we're here now."
Yeah. I think people would support it. It's just one of them things you do. The logistics of it are going to be incredibly difficult. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this podcast up, guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening, paying attention, all those things that I said. Make sure you check out Badge's channel, AO Fishing. Check out my channel, Lojo, if you want some cool fishing, boat, pond content. We do it all. Anything else? Thanks to our guests for coming on.
Free MinnDak.
Free MinnDak. Free Seek
one.
Really free Seek one because he's actually demonetized.
Yeah.
So he's not making a dime right now. So, all right. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We out.
Love you.